but coffee went all over the desk yesterday, and the technology is still working. Anyway, Dave Wilman, I'm here with you. The Patriots lab, William Rayfield is up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Jen Woodruff, the homeschooling lab, down on the lower corner of your screen. And it's open discussions, politics, anything else that comes out of our mouths. A lot of stuff to get into tonight. So, Jen, why don't you say hello, then we'll pass it to William, and then we'll get into tonight's testimony.
Hello, everybody. I wanted to thank you for watching, and this is just full of information tonight, and I just wanted to say thank you. Be prepared to be informed.
Hey, what's up, people, Patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be? I am just sending out the links. I want to welcome the Patriots Lab group and Boogie with the Bill, and let's have some fun. It's Tuesday night, and let's see what we have in store for the viewers this evening. Oh, that was my ding. My time is up. Dave, are you there?
Yeah, turn my mic off just because I'm concerned my air conditioner might be too loud. But
well, everybody,
there's no ding. Everybody talks. I will do my best not to over talk or cut everybody off like I do tonight. I'm really trying to work on that on broadcast lately. So you were talking. What were you telling us, William?
Oh, nothing. I was saying while everybody comes in while I'm sharing this, everybody grab them some coffee or something to drink. Grab your favorite beverage. We're gonna have fun tonight.
Grab your favorite beverage.
Jen, how you been?
Doing okay. Today was a bittersweet day. I had my godmother pass away. I've known her since 1974. That's when I was born. Yeah, it was weird. She's in Michigan, and it was just so unexpected. Now she did. The show's not about this at all, but I'm telling you, she's a good grandma, and for her family, she got that jab a couple months ago, and she died peacefully in her sleep. I mean, God's going to do what He's going to do, but it was just a coincidence that she got that jab. Healthy as a horse, good grandma, and this is what happened. So it's sad.
It is very sad.
She's in a good place, and Dave, God bless you. You are tough as a tank. I tell you what, you were the first person I knew to get such a thing, and look at you. It's just amazing.
And, in all honesty, I want to blame it on the Johnson & Johnson jab, but I can't, and there's really no proof that it is. Mental illness runs in my family on both sides. Parkinson's and Alzheimer's on one side, and bipolar, and I don't know if it went any worse than it did. And when it comes down to it, I said God gives you a plan and a deck of cards before you leave, and He tells you that there will always be a toolkit strapped to your waist, and you don't need to worry about the tools that are in it now. When they present themselves, you'll figure out what to do. So it's, in my head, honestly, it's just another challenge. It's just another thing to do. Maybe it's
awesome.
Maybe it's to enlighten people that are the same way. I just want to show people that you can still do anything that you want to do with it. Unfortunately, I can't drive a car, but
you could run a country. I
can. No. I had a chance possibly to run for U.S. Senate when I lived in California.
Oh, wow.
And I turned it down at the time just because I wasn't sure I really wanted to. And if I did, I probably would still be in now. And if this happened now, I probably would have just said, it's not fair. You need someone who can be available 24/7 to do the job that you're giving them. And that's what you do. I would have nominated William Rayfield to take my seat. So move my seat
as
to Tennessee
president
and let William Rayfield do it. Or move it to Idaho and let Jen take it.
No, you don't want me to.
But anyway,
So I
we are
wanted to,
here.
I wanted to tell you the latest thing I heard was a riot. So Pelosi is she's going all over the news right now saying about the dismal display of the debate. Perhaps it was just an episode. It's not a chronic condition, it's just an episode. Have we not seen this as a chronic condition? Dementia doesn't stop. It doesn't just come like splurt up. Plus, the man even said he starts his day at what, 10 and ends at 4. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is not an
He
episode. This
he
is
what starts
chronic.
his day? What he starts his day at 10 o'clock at night and ends in at
10
4 o'clock in the morning
a.m. and he goes to bed at
at
4.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can't be the president and do that. Okay?
Well, he has been. That's why this was a tough one.
He can be because he's out of everybody's way and they're all doing whatever they need to do
Yeah.
in his behalf while he's not there. Hey, will you be a part of the conversation? Don't
Was
let me
this
do all
an
the talking.
episode? Was this an episode? Ray
Look.
Ray, what do you say?
This is totally illegal what they're doing. They are basically disenfranchising America, 350 million Americans by running the country and not being elected, because we know that the people that are running this country isn't Joe Biden, who is the elected official. So it is literally against the law for somebody else that's not the president to be running the country. PAPAW ain't running the show. That has been made obvious to the entire world. No matter how they try to, well, PAPAW had a cold. Well, why you put PAPAW out there? Like I was telling y'all earlier when we was in the green room. These Democrats either have to be the stupidest people, which I highly doubt, which leads me to my next conclusion. They set PAPAW up. Everything fits. They put him out there. You look, you already said PAPAW, his hours are from 10
to
4. So they knew 9 o'clock was way past his curfew, way past his no-dose bed, way past the bedtime.
Wow.
But they put him out there. And they didn't put him out there in a recliner either so he can be comfortable. They didn't specify. They put every rule in the debate, and Donald Trump accepted. The only rule they didn't put in was to sit down. So they made PAPAW stand up for 90 minutes. They made sure that there was split screens majority of the time so they can see the difference between an old decrepit PAPAW and a exuberant Donald J. Trump.
Right.
They wanted to put that image out there. They didn't give him no cue cards. They know PAPAW can't remember shit. He couldn't complete a sentence. He was going from, I was at the zoo to we ended up with ice cream and that. I'm like, dude, come on, stick to a sentence. He combined the 2 topics into 1 sentence. I'm like, dude, come on, man, you can't keep doing this. But he didn't know. He didn't remember. Even Trump said he don't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
But they set him up for failure.
Right.
That's all. They set him up for failure.
It was weird because when it ended, I at least expected that Donald Trump, as much as they both hate each other, he would have walked over and at least tried to shake Joe's hand and ended on a positive note and then turn around and walk out. He just turned around and walked out. And why they didn't put Joe Biden on
the left side of our screen?
On the left side where Trump was, I mean, I guess there was a coin toss.
Dave, this hatred is real, bro. This hatred is real.
They should have just walked. They should have just walked Biden out from the left. Because as I've said to everybody, I don't know if everybody watched or has seen the clip of Joe Biden walking him off the stage when he stepped down to shake the moderator's hands and everything. Because if you were watching it on CNN, they cut away from that. They went to their CNN analysts, and I remember hearing Anderson Cooper say something like, "You guys got to watch this," because they had their backs to the monitor, and there's Joe Biden walking him down. And from that point on, that's when every analyst I watched that night went off on, "It's time to send PAPAW home." Great.
Nah, Inca Bob, what's up, my brother?
Hi, Steven. Awesome.
Steven, turn your mic on before you talk. But welcome. I'm glad
Hi
you're
guys,
here.
how you guys?
I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you. Yeah, how do you feel about the debate? Did you see him struggling? Do you think this was an episode, or do you think this is a chronic condition?
It's a chronic condition.
I think so
He
too.
got major issues.
Right.
I just can't believe that our leaders are keeping him in power. I mean, Jill ought to be charged with elderly abuse, honestly, because what's going on is it's preposterous. It's unreal.
That's true. And we know where her heart is because she just got done doing a photo shoot. You know, she felt like the prettiest woman on earth for Vogue, the first lady in Vogue. You know, well, she's
Hey,
not the
Dave.
first person that was
Oh, I'm
ever
sorry.
in Vogue, but she was. Anyhow, so that's where her heart is, on herself being in Vogue. And as William was talking about, they love that. When you're the first lady, you're going to hold on to that. It's pride. I don't know if it's Joe who's holding on to the spot or if it's Jill holding on to the spot, but it's obvious that the time has expired and they are really stretching this out.
Hey, you see that? You see that link I sent you, Dave? Mr. Boogie with the bill is working hard. Let me see if he'll pop that up on the monitor for me real quick.
He's
I don't
on
know.
mute.
I know we're in trouble.
We were just talking about how Jill Biden was escorting PAPAW down off the stage. I think we got it.
Trump
Let's see
walking
if
off
we
the
do.
stage.
Yep, I see
The
it.
first debate of the 2024 campaign and the earliest presidential debate ever, now in the books and in front of the voters. Tonight,
Watch
along
how
with
he
Aaron
walk 'em
Burnett,
off
the first
there.
word on what those voters might make of it from our political professionals, from our CNN
3
Flash poll
steps.
and swing state focus group. We'll be talking to surrogates, including Vice President Harris, getting fact checks from our Daniel Dale and new reporting from inside.
So she has to gingerly walk him down off the stage. Inca Bob, before I got a question for you. Since I haven't seen you in a while, how's everything been going first? Everything been good with you, brother?
No.
Oh God.
No. Nope.
They've been messing with you, Inky.
Bring us up to date, Stephen. There's a lot of stuff that you could tell us if you want, please.
I've been dealing with suicides. I have been dealing with my son just got sentenced to 10 years in prison, and one of his co-conspirators actually killed 2 people, and he got less time than my son. I'm dealing with a bunch of family shit. My daughter, she's dating an idiot, and I had to go to court over some shit today, which I was innocent, and it got thrown out of court, but it was just a bunch of bullshit. Money out of my pocket I couldn't afford, you know.
I hear you, brother. You're dealing with the everyday bullshit we deal with. But I got a question for you. Because I think you got a mind like this. A lot of people aren't putting this together. How long Jill Biden was Joe Biden's nanny?
Babysitter, yep.
Babysitter.
She still is.
Yeah, but see, what people are missing is how long has Jill Biden been the undercover agent manipulating Joe Biden for all these years? I wonder if she's been slipping shit in his tuna sandwiches for the past 50 years, slowly getting them over to the dark side. That's a long time for somebody to. I'm going to be president.
It wasn't the tuna sandwiches. It was in the bottom of the ice cream cone.
She is a very. If she's been planning this since she was the nanny, oh man.
What if she might be working for them? Operative. What if she was the Democrat operative managing? Yeah, managing Operation Joe. You know,
they probably.
Did she help him steal the classified documents of the senator?
Is Jill Biden CIA? Is she a CIA op that's been working undercover for the past 50-something years, doing Joe to get Joe to do everything that they want him to do? They was like, look, we gotta get Joe hooked up with somebody, and she could. Because I think she looked kind of good back in the day. I was looking at some old pictures, so she looked like she was a pretty good catch. And man, they got her to. Oh man, I be watching too many of them Tom Cruise movies.
Well, she finally got her photo shoot in Vogue. But what's fascinating about this whole thing, crazy, is oh, there's Michael Anthony. Hi, Michael Anthony. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know how much longer they can put this facade up. It's got to crumble. It's going to crumble on its own. He's too proud. He's not going to step down. She's not going to encourage him to step down or retire. And the only way to get out underneath that 25th Amendment is either of him being sick or passing away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they have to kill somebody to get him out of here.
You know what this
or
is
else,
like?
I mean, what about the Her report? Where did that go? He proved that the guy's unfit to stand trial, but he's fit to stand through a debate.
That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand about the Her report. Because if I understand it correct, Her basically said he's guilty as sin. You know, when you scale out what he actually said is he's guilty as sin. He did what he did. He basically admitted he did what he did, but he doesn't remember when he did it. Doesn't remember anything, and because of that, Hearn said, if I send him to a jury, they're just going to think he's an old man and not do anything with it. And I don't buy that. I'll
bet the farm. I bet Jen Farm. I bet your farm. I bet Ichabod Farm. I bet everybody farm in here that he can't answer that 3 a.m. phone call if it ever came.
Yeah.
This man is on all kind of shit to let him sleep through the night. He would sleep through a nuclear bomb. I mean, really? We got somebody in the White House that can't answer the 12 o'clock bell. I mean,
he's sleeping. I know.
Really?
What if it all comes out that the bag of white granules that they found in the West Wing was really his?
That's what I didn't say. The cocaine
not everybody else's. You know, I mean.
No. That was Hunter's. No, they give Joe the shot. They give Joe the shot. They go, come here, Papa. They go push that shit in his arm real quick. They give him a shot right in the ass. They don't even take his pants off. They say, come here.
Where is it that the Biden campaign or Joe Biden as president can say, I'm not taking a cognitive test. I'm not taking a drug test. If that's not in the agreement to run for president, then it needs to be as soon as possible.
What do these people? This man don't care about no. They don't care about no damn cognitive test. They done broke every rule that ever been given to man. They don't.
They're not gonna take a drug test.
They don't care.
No.
They asked the black girl what her name, John JGP, whatever they call the girl, the White House press secretary. They was like, well, you know, why won't he submit to a cognitive test? All of the doctors have already told you guys that he is well equipped. He is on his game. He's been to Philadelphia yesterday. He was talking to his people in Florida just the other day. Just the day before, he was in there talking to 3 people. The president is on the top of his game. He has done the best for this country in the past 3 years, fixing the mess that the last administration had left behind. I'm sitting there like, girl, where that crack at now? Because you on some shit.
Where
you expect us to believe that shit? They come out and really,
where is Joe Biden the president? Because obviously he's not the president of the United States, because everything that he says, how great he says this country is, isn't. And when he does say something about how great this country is, he's talking about things that Trump did. Biden goes on this kick all the time. I created 900,000 jobs. Excuse my English, Jen, but no, you didn't, Joe. What happened was
they came back to work after COVID. I know.
Yeah. Trump got money to all these companies during COVID, during the lockdown, to pay their employees, and the understanding was that when this is done and it's safe for you to go back to work, you have to go back to work. Your companies are holding your jobs, and none of these people did, and eventually these companies had to hire people to make up for the people that didn't come back. It wasn't anything Biden did.
Hey, these American people are freaking these American people that are fighting against us. When I say us, the people that are trying to make America great again. Those people who can literally sit and be okay with a senior citizen with dementia not running the country. They don't care to ask the question who's running. These are some stupid people. I'm done. I'm done, because here we have a country that is supposed to be built on laws and values and a certain system, and half the country see that the damn system is corrupt, and the other half just don't give a damn.
Yep.
They fighting against a lie. They still fighting against a lie. I don't care what the mainstream media says. The mainstream media can't brainwash all these damn people. These people choose to be stupid. At the end of the day, these people on TV, they get paid to do this shit. Piss me off that they'll sell their souls for this shit. But that day's gonna come. But these everyday average walking the street Americans that see this shit and are willing to turn a blind eye to all things that are going on corrupt. Oh yeah, I'll be in Danville, Virginia, September 14th, and I got more to say. So y'all make sure y'all come on out.
Yep. Duxburg, actually, that's right. Duxburg, Virginia. I don't have the date in front of me, but it's in every single group we have on Facebook, the American Freedom Rally. Make sure you are there. William is going to be there as a speaker. I got invited to go. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there in person. If I can set up a live stream, I would love to be there very much. I know it's a great, beautiful place. They hold it there I think it's every year they hold it there. It's in September, but I'll make a slide. Now that I learned how to make slides, I'll make a slide and I'll get it into StreamYard, and every time we're live, I'll make sure we post it. But it is in September. Like I said, William Rayfield is going to be there to speak. A bunch of other people are going to be there to speak. It's a very family-friendly event. Bring your wives, bring your husbands, bring your kids. There's camping. There is hotel space available if you need that. I think there's some cabins available if you need that. It's motorhome friendly, camper friendly. Everybody's going to have a great time. Make sure you go there. And I'll make sure that I Like I said, now that I learned how to make a slide for StreamYard, I'll make sure I get one sent into here so that we can make sure we're plugging it every time that we're on. I do want to thank the people over on the Patriots Lab Network that are here watching. And hey, Bruce, all in fun. Maybe you need some help. I laugh at all the jokes and things that everybody says, and even what I say, because if I couldn't laugh at what I'm going through, I just wouldn't be able to go through it. And
Right.
I've never been a guy who felt the need to have to hide anything in my life away from anybody in my life. I've had an excellent life. I've done things that anybody could have done, had success that anybody could have done and Joe Biden has about 20 odd years more experience with dementia than I do. And if this tells me what he's doing at 81 and what I'm living at 62, I don't want to be president when I'm 81. I want to be on that island enjoying my money and my family.
I know it's time to retire for for Joe.
And doing whatever I can. But everybody, I thank you for the prayers and the positive thoughts whenever it comes up, really. But to me, I'm just here. We're here to inform, entertain, and make sure people just get some laughs every single day. So don't worry about the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, as my father used to say. Just the serious stuff is what Ichabod and his family is going through, what Ray is telling you America is going through. Jen is trying to tell you what your kids aren't going to learn it in the public schools. You're going to learn it at home. Go ahead, Ray.
I got a question because I'm hot. These damn people got me hot. How can 1 minute after this man crashed and burned in the debate, 5 minutes, you can go to every mainstream media outlet and they talking about Cannon PAPAW done. It wasn't 24 hours. And these people come out with a new tune. He got a cold, and all of them. See, that's what pisses me off, because they really think we damn stupid. All of them gonna change their mind at the same damn time, with the same talking point. He had a cold. Ain't nobody gonna dissent.
No, what's really interesting about that is if you look deeper into the other arm of the left is the propaganda arm, and it's movies. I was looking for a movie today to go out to the movies with Jesse because he had another treatment today. Well, he's just suffering. He's going to bed early. It's miserable. I thought we could go to a movie. That wouldn't work. But if you look at the movies, there's a new movie out because Hollywood is so non-creative. They're digging up old stuff from before and trying to redo it and make it come back. And they have this new movie out called The Fall Guy. Remember the Fall Guy who would take the hit for everybody? Yeah, he would jump from a burning building, and that's what they're doing again. And I swear to God, that's what they're doing with Joe. Whatever happens, it's all going to be his fault. He's the fall guy. So I can't imagine how this is going to crumble, but I really, really feel in my heart that we are witnessing the demolition of a coup. This is a coup. They wanted to start it back in 2016, but Hillary lost to Trump, who is the biggest stumbling block they've ever ran into. I mean, this is the enemy. Trump is the enemy. He's got our hearts. He's got our back. He is the enemy in this whole coup thing. but I'm really encouraged to see the coup falling apart. I think the biggest thing we're going to witness in our life, besides the crumbling of this coup, is going to be the unmasking of the person who's running all this. And he's already told us what he's going to do. He said, I could just run as president, another term as an earpiece behind a face man. And I think we're watching this happen. I wouldn't even say his name. You all know who I'm talking about, but it's going to have to be more obvious. That's going to be when the whole thing falls flat. Once Joe says he can't hear Barry or something, and he keeps fixing his earpiece in his right ear, we're all going to be like, oh my gosh, it's for real. I think that's going to happen. He adjusted his earpiece, which he was not allowed to have at the debate, but he had one. And I have another conspiracy theory about that, but I won't even go into that yet. What do you guys think? What do you think of this whole crumbling of a coup? Do you think that's what we're seeing?
No, I
Well,
don't.
why was Joe allowed to have Dr. Jill there, and Trump was told no staff, nobody, just you come by yourself and have a debate.
You gotta understand. Jill's the first lady. Jill is the first lady.
Right.
So the first lady is going to escort the president anywhere that he goes. And it just so happens they got lucky, and PAPAW was able to have his doctor there that's been giving him care for the past 60, 70 years. It is crazy what we are dealing with. And to go back to your coup. Listen, let me just. Hey, I'm gonna shoot you over a quick video, Dave.
All right, hang on. Ichabod, can you mute your mic when you're not talking? Thank you.
Okay.
There's some. We're getting something over Ichabod's.
Hey, go ahead, Dave. Play that when you're ready. I'll go ahead and turn it on.
There we go. Yep.
And then we'll talk about it like we do.
Okay.
That's it.
On Capitol Hill, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says she'll file articles of impeachment for Supreme Court justices as soon as next week.
So in a post on social media, the New York Democrat did not specify which justices she will include. In her statement, though, AOC said the Supreme Court has become, quote, consumed by a corruption crisis beyond its control, end quote. This comes in the aftermath of the Supreme Court's 6-3 decision regarding presidential immunity, which found former President Trump could have partial immunity.
Okay, I didn't want to play too much, but we'll talk about the partial immunity. But let me lead this off. This is when you know that there is a coup taking place.
They don't have the authority.
It's not about having the authority, it's about taking the authority. It's about taking what you want, not asking for what you want. These people haven't asked for a damn thing. They've taken and they've done what they want.
I just said, do you think honestly that the Supreme Court
can I finish?
is going to?
Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
For the simple fact that she is threatening the highest law of the land and still having a job and not being locked up, that is mutiny on the bounty. The Supreme Court has spoken. Who are you? Who are you? An uneducated little spoiled, naive brat that just busted onto the scene because your clique got you in there. If y'all want to hear more, y'all know. Show up in Virginia.
All right, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm at.
Enough is enough. You're going to impeach the Supreme Court because you don't agree with the decisions that, because this was their go-to. But what have I been telling everybody for years? What did Trump do when he first came in office? He got the
United.
Supreme Court squared away because he
Yeah.
knew he needed
Right.
his backdrop. And
Right.
now they don't like it. Everything's going away. The court cases and all that's going away. Because the Supreme Court saying, we ain't playing your game.
Yep.
No, we're here to do a job. And they don't like it. So now they want to impeach the Supreme Court. How? They done impeached the president. Now they talking about impeaching the Supreme Court. They don't give a damn who stands in their way of what they want to do. Because Joe Biden ain't said shit. Joe Biden was supposed to say, girl, get in my office. Didn't the Supreme Court speak? You got to go.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen. Joe made a speech and dissented with this people. Oh, they trying. They making the power play. They going for the power move. When you defy the Supreme Court, you making your power move.
Yep.
What's next? What's the next step after President Supreme Court? You going to defy the military next? We'll talk about that.
All right, well, let me get Ichabod a chance to turn his mic on and put some comments in. There's something coming across with his signal, but I do want to give him a chance to talk.
I think we're in trouble, guys, and I think there's only three options they got left. They're either going the debacle the other night with the debate. I mean, that just showed it right there. And that put their ball in motion. Now, I only believe they got three options left. They're either going to have assassinate Trump. They can't afford the election because Biden's going to lose. There's no way in hell he can win. So they're either going to have assassinate Trump, or they're going to have to get us World War III, or something bad is going to happen like 9/11 event right here on our soil, so they can implement martial law, and Biden can stay in control, and Democrats can stay in power. That's the only thing they got left. That's the only thing they got left.
But what if PAPAW becomes incapacitated and they got to put the see? You got to remember, these people, they won't only just come after us and eat us up. Oh, they'll eat their own just as quick. They'll eat the ones that they can touch quicker. And see, they've already they like, Joe, you gotta go. Joe like, I ain't going nowhere. They're like, Joe, you gotta go. Joe like, I ain't going nowhere. Jill like, we ain't going nowhere. They like, Jill, tell Joe. Jill like, we ain't going nowhere. So you know what? Hey, these people, shit. Joe Biden didn't wake up this morning, America. What happened? Natural causes. Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer, the new the tag team destruction. I'm telling you, don't think these people won't. I'm trying to tell. I ain't a conspiracy theorist, but you know, I get things. I'm like, yo, PAPAW could just and not even die. Just can't wake up, can't get out of bed one morning. Jill gave his ass some shit because they said, Jill, okay, now you've been working with us. I know you done fell in love with PAPAW over the years, but remember, you still an op. So, and you know the ops will play that role for 80 years. Hey, bro, this is deep undercover. This right here, if she was an op, this would be the deepest CIA op. Wow. Can you just imagine that? She go, Joe, here go your ice cream, Joe. Your last ice cream, Joe.
Your last. Oh my God. Wow.
And then she go back in the bathroom and take out the bat phone, the secret bat phone that she had for years. And
it's just becoming the worst screenplay you could think Hollywood would ever put out, or the worst stage show you think any of these big stage producers would ever bring out. And it's like, Ray, do they, like you hinted around at the beginning, do they think we just don't know what's going on?
No. They know we know. They just think the American people are too stupid to care.
Yeah, let me add one more. Yeah. I did one. Go ahead. Sorry, Ray.
Go ahead, Jen. I mean, they know. They just like these people dumb. Go ahead. They don't give a damn.
Yeah, the plot sickens. Are his eyes brown or blue? They were
Depending on what joke
blue.
you get.
They were blue during the debate. Now there are these contacts that this guy in California got. He got arrested in so much trouble. He wears these contacts when he plays poker, and they're like I don't understand how it works, but there are these special contacts where he can tell how the cards are marked. And so these poker players are using these special contacts, and I am just wondering, when he has blue eyes, when he keeps looking off in the distance, we think, oh, he's just old, he's just dementia. Well, Dave doesn't do that. He says he has dementia. Dave doesn't veer off that we know of. But anyways, Joe, he's veering off. He's adjusting his ear. And I'm like, is he adjusting his earpiece or is he switching screens on his contact lenses? Because all of a sudden, they're talking about abortion. And then he brings up all these things on immigration. And Jocelyn, bless her heart, what was her last name? Nungary? Yeah, Trump just got back from talking to going to her funeral and talking to her mother on the phone. And then Joe's bringing up immigration and this girl that got killed by 2 immigrants. And I'm like, no, we're on abortion. What are you talking about? Immigration. It was so awkward. It was like he had too many screens open in his blue contacts. I'm just saying, it's a conspiracy theory, but watch it. I'm telling you. Does he have? We don't know. The eyes are brown. I still don't know.
If he had showed up wearing the aviator glasses, I want to know. I want to know why he's always wearing the dark aviator glasses, because I'm convinced. I'm convinced that the monitor that he needs is in the lenses of the aviator glasses, because you can't see his eyes. So he's got to just be reading. Wow. I mean, there's no reason why anyone wears Roy Orbison dark sunglasses if you're not blind.
Dave.
And that's not a pun. That's not a pun to Roy Orbison. Go ahead.
Joe Biden can't read nothing but cue cards.
Oh wow, you're right.
With big letters. Big letters. He can't see nothing that close to him. He come on, we gotta be real. A monitor. Now, if he was a young sprouting 25, I can probably see a young person probably straining their eyeballs, trying to do one of the matrix shits and try to see the screen come up on the glass lens. But this old man, look, it goes back to what I said earlier. See, there comes a time, not just in this situation, but in a lot of situations in life. At least this is how I am. You have to stop trying to rationalize bullshit. What these people are doing, I don't know how people, no! These people are blatantly breaking the law.
Right.
Trying to lock up the president. Now trying to impeach the Supreme Court. Yo, this is the biggest tantrum I have ever seen thrown by adults. They are not getting their way, and they are not happy about it. And guess what? They ain't trying to hide it.
Well, I'm not so sure that Joe Biden
never come out and talking about impeaching the Supreme. I'm 50-something years old. I have never, that'd be like a 12-year-old talking back to Big Mama at the barbecue. That
What
kid
was
get
it
this shit slapped out of.
saying?
I'm getting all upset. Because you gotta stop rationalizing this shit. This is just messed up all the way around. What they're doing.
I'm not convinced that was real.
I don't know. I'm beyond that. I don't care if Joe Biden won, two. Hell,
No.
they can use Joe Biden number 43. I don't care. It doesn't matter who they're using or what they're using. It's what they're doing.
Right. Right.
What did Ichabod say? He's not convinced that what?
He's not.
I'm not convinced that Joe Biden was even a human being the other night. I mean, what human being does not blink their eyes for 18 seconds straight? I mean,
No kidding.
Right.
No
I mean,
kidding.
He just
I
And
could-
what's up with those funeral hands? Oh my gosh. Good call.
He
I
just
mean-
came out looking angry.
I only can speak on the actual and the factual.
He
I
just
don't
came
know.
out looking
I don't
angry.
know if that was the real Joe. I let other people out there have those debates. I listen. But one thing I know for sure, whatever Joe it is, whatever Jill it is, whatever robot it is, they doing some foul stuff, man. They doing some foul stuff. And it ain't these individuals that are presented in front of us. Whether it's a robot, Joe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jill 3, 4, 5, it ain't them that's running the show. And American people need to be pissed off about it. Because after all, y'all did elect a man with the most votes ever to build back better bullshit.
Oh
You
my
know what?
gosh.
On one hand, maybe they happy that he ain't running the show.
Wow.
That's why they're not mad. But you better be mad on what's happening in this country. I know that shit for sure.
I feel like someday here soon, some good guys are going to be forced to do some bad things. I truly, honestly believe that deep down in my bones, and I'm getting ready for it. That's all I got to say.
Well, hey, I hear you, Steve. Steve, it's you know, to me, I don't know. I just, we used to joke when Randy Rhodes was on with us. The Democrats always told us what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, when they were going to do it, and then they just went ahead and did it. And like you said, Ray, they're doing it right. They're doing it right in front of us, and I just and AOC. I mean, using AOC. I mean,
Who does she think she is?
The right
Killed Amazon
the Democrat
in
the
New
Democrat
York.
side of the
They
House.
needed that. People were so excited about that. And she said, we don't need that. Yeah, you did.
But that's like you just said. Who is she? She's going to say to the Supreme Court, I'm going to boot you guys all out. I'm going to shut you down because you're interfering with whatever. I mean, you got to wonder how fast she was in Hakeem Jeffries' office. If he's the Democrat leader, how fast she was in his office getting slapped around going, you can't be that stupid.
What are you talking about?
AOC.
She's going to impeach the Supreme Court.
Listen, Linda. Listen. These people, and y'all know that's what I've been calling them for a while. These people, they're very disciplined. They don't break ranks. Hell no, she wasn't in Hakeem Jeffries' office getting the ass chewed out. she was in there having some tea and getting a pat on the back. That's what she was doing. Bro, these are team players. The Democrats stick together. AOC is not going to go on the floor and risk her job coming out of pocket like that without the permission from the upperclassmen. It's not going to happen. They're all on one accord. Didn't I just tell you that Joe Biden gave a damn speech dissenting with the 3 dissenting Supreme Court judges on the ruling? What does that tell you? He don't agree with the Supreme Court. He ain't going to come out as forcefully as AOC and say, I'm going to impeach your ass, but he'll kindly sit back and watch it happen. Just like he'll sit back and, I ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with Donald Trump. Yeah, come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. We have to stop trying to rationalize the bullshit.
Randy, he didn't leave because he was angry. He left because there's an audio thing coming across on his signal, and he ends up having to mute his mic when he's not talking.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that.
It is not. He left. He did say that he only had a few minutes. He didn't know how long he could stay either. But here he's back again, so maybe he got it fixed.
Awesome.
Ichabod, you're welcome to turn your mic back on. I have to step away for a minute. The 3 of you are more than welcome to continue. I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I ain't so sure my mic problems ain't with the weather. We got tornadoes, and we just had 3.5 inches of rain dumped here in an hour. So we got tornadoes all around.
No, come here. Come here, Delilah, come here.
Oh, his mic is still
8
on.
o'clock.
Whoops. Wow. I was very happy about the
everybody
Supreme
please.
Court ruling presidential immunity. That just made perfect sense. I thought, what are they going to do? Exhume Harry Truman and say, war crimes, we're going to try him again. Poor guy, he's been dead forever. It's he was the one who did the atom bomb to end World War II. I mean, we lost Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Were you going to charge him? No, he was stopping the war. He was saving our country. It was sad, but that's what happens.
Speaking of Supreme Court, Dave, go ahead and run that clip, and then Jen can pick up where she was at, and then we can.
So we're going to get out of that commercial break because we have word that the Supreme Court has issued a ruling on the extent of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct alleged to involve official acts during the tenure of President Trump. This is the big one we've been waiting for. It's consequential. It's really interesting that the Supreme Court in 248 years of our history has never actually ruled on this. So it is big and sweeping. And I have our political panel looking over this right now. Andy McCarthy, Chief Justice John Roberts has the writing on this. He's got the pen. Is that significant?
It's very significant. This is the most important case of the term in terms of the long-term interests of the executive branch, in terms of the short-term interests of Donald Trump. And it looks like, at least within the bounds of clear executive authority, what Chief Justice Roberts is saying is that the president clearly has immunity from prosecution. So the question is going to be, again, I think Trey underscored this before, is what is an official act? There's going to be a lot of litigation about that, and what's close to the core of clear executive constitutional authority versus the outer ambit of it.
Jen?
That was beautiful. I love that. I love that because it's ridiculous. You cannot have a president of the United States do his job with one hand tied behind his back. It was as ridiculous. I mean, thinking of that is as ridiculous as Obama trying to regulate how the military was going to fight in Afghanistan. We're like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You have to let them do their job. They have a plan. They know how to do this. They've been trained their whole life to do this. You cannot tell the president, you can do this, rule the country, reign over the country, not as a dictator, but you're going to, protect the people. And what happened? to what was it? Article 4, Section 4, that Biden had his people change the words. We're not supposed to be invaded. And they're like, oh, we're not invaded. We're welcoming them. They're the newcomers. I'm like, no, they're not. They're illegal immigrants. They're illegal aliens. They're not immigrants. There are so many people that paid the price, took the classes, and became citizens. What he is doing is totally against Article 4, Section 4. You can write an affidavit against that. What you need for an affidavit to sue someone is a law, an established law. And that is an established law in the Constitution. He is supposed to protect us against invasion. And all they did was change the word from invasion. And I was like, that is so wrong. We're watching, if we're not watching the crumbling, we're watching the crumbling of our Constitution. And is what really causes me pain. What do you think, Ray Ray?
Well, what I love about it is that they did it like they did Hunter Biden when he brought that bullshit to that judge. They didn't grant him immunity on a broad basis. Everything comes back.
Right.
Everything bounces back to the Supreme Court. They have the ultimate final say. So what the Supreme Court said, he has immunity for all lawful action. Show me one unlawful action that Donald Trump did that is going to be taken to the Supreme Court and they're going to rule against his favor with that. He didn't do nothing. Never did anything to go against the Constitution. Never did anything to break no laws. That's why Judge Roberts distinctly said, oh, no, we're not going to just say broad immunity, motherfucker, because you coming back to us, Joe, and you're not going to use that as president. Well, broad immunity. No, we're going to go base by base, and we're going to talk about what you did lawfully, Joe, and then we're going to talk about what you did unlawfully, Joe. See, that's going to be the distinction right there. Oh, yeah, we got to wait for it. We're going to wait for it. We got to wait for it. But you know what? It's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the wait because nothing that Trump can tell you whatever he wants to tell you as long as he abides by the law. They can boo-hoo. Because you know what? Donald Trump can walk and chew bubble gum. Donald Trump is a businessman. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to take care of the country and put cease to the shit going on in the world. And at the same time, he's going to proceed to let Joe Biden escort his ass and try to fight all these charges up to the Supreme Court. And they're going to say, well, let's see what you did lawfully, Joe. And let's just see what you did unlawfully, Joe. And we already know all the constitutional violations that he has broken.
Right.
So that's going to be the distinct difference. Yes. That's going to be. So, yeah.
I was just thinking there won't be enough life left for a life sentence.
Oh, wow.
Thing. There won't be enough. You can't give an 81-year-old man life in prison. You can, but
hey,
what are you going to get? A year or two?
This ain't about Joe. This ain't about Joe. They're going to spare that old man, but you best believe. Oh, there's going to be a lot of hummingbirds.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of singing birds, boy.
Yeah. They're
going to be chirping their ass off when they're faced with reality and what they thought was their American dream. No, that's just what it was. Your American dream, which turned out to be your nightmare. And now it's time for y'all to wake the hell up and get a dose of reality.
Get a dose of reality.
It's
You're
coming.
right now, getting your dose of reality. Tuesday Night Live, Boogie with the Bull. We're live on the Facebook side, on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. We're at Boogie WT Bull over on X. And right now we are riding the Patriots Lab network, which puts us global everywhere, because there was a guy somewhere up at the beginning that came in from Canada. So we are truly international tonight. Leave with us in the live chat wherever you are, and we'll get your comments on the screen, questions that you might have for any of us as we go along. And if you don't know everybody, Ichabod Palmer is with us tonight. Great guy, true patriot. Jen Woodruff, the homeschooling mom. If you're thinking about homeschooling as an option to the public schools, Jen's a good person to talk to. She will help you get all the information you can. William Rayfield is the actual and factual. We can't do a Boogie with a Bull broadcast without having the facts, the actual facts. So we enjoy having Ray with us every single time. And me, I'm just the guy here who tries to keep everybody from not jumping across the screens and slapping each other while we're here. Although sometimes that's a lot of fun. Anyway, Ray, as the
Hate to cut you guys off, but I got to get off here, guys. I got an errand I got to run. So
all right.
Good seeing you guys.
You are more than welcome anytime you want to pop on. You know that.
All righty. I appreciate it, Dave. We'll see you later, Ray. We'll see you later, Jimmy. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Randy, if you want to pop on, you're more than welcome to pop on. It's kind of difficult to get down to the blog size comments that you put in there, and I don't want to cut you short. So if you want to, Randy, you are more than welcome to pop on and take the fourth slot if you have the link. Randy. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, you ever have a kid and they do something bad, and you find out that punishment just ain't doing it. You sent them to their room every time they did. And then they like, well, don't spare the rod, spoil the child. So you spank them a couple of times and they still acting up. And then they just do that one too many times. And finally you just look at them and you just put your head down. You just put your head down, because at that moment in time, you're just praying to God. You're like, God, I'm gonna kill this boy. And that's what the American people. That's the point the American people have me at right now. I am.
Mother Biden's excuse, right?
For what?
The way Joe turned out. What's Mother Biden's excuse, then?
For the way Joe turned out?
Yeah. Oh, here comes Randy.
Bless her heart, she's gone. She can't.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Here he is. Good.
You got to behave now.
I'm starting to believe Joe was got by the CIA, and Jill was the implant, and got him at the nanny, and been working them all these years, and she finally got him to the point. She finally got him. Now, call me conspiracy. I'm just thinking, because she been there a long time. So, the nanny? The nanny?
There is relevance to what you're saying, Ray.
I know there is.
She's known him the longest.
I'm not saying it's actual and factual. I'm just saying it's relevant.
There is relevance to it. She's known him the longest. As I've said and will say before, what I know going through the steps of dementia that I'm in, as this thing progresses, you get to the point where you depend on probably the closest, longest person you've known.
Well, look how long she's been grooming him. And I mean grooming.
To get you through everything. You know, and so So he's playing, if it is dementia and he's not lying, because I'm still not convinced.
Hey,
that
put it
he's-
this way. Put it
he's
this way.
not lying.
Hey, Popcorn ain't the only one to know about the hair on Joe's legs. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, Jill found that out a long time ago.
So did Ashley.
I wonder if
Hi,
she got
Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hey.
Tell us what you think about the
What's up,
debate.
Randy?
Was that a setup? Did they set him up to be the fall guy? I feel like we're watching the crumbling of a coup. What do you think?
To be honest with you, that debate should have been the knife in the back of Julius Caesar.
Wow.
Biden should be stepping down, but Biden is not going to step down. They're going to Jill is going to keep Biden in the White House for as long as she can. And that is until June 4th or 5th when he gets reelected again, because I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying it until, after the election. Trump is not going to be our next president. There is just too much at risk for all of the Democrat Congress people and senators, okay? They're too much at risk of the 15, 20, 25, however many millions of illegals are in our country right now. There is just too much for them to lose to allow President Trump to live or to be elected President of the United States. Okay, that's just the plain facts of it. Because he's promised that if he gets elected, this is what he's going to do. And he's going to put people in jail. He's going to charge people with treason. He's going to deport people. And he's going to change things back the way it was, which should be. And I got nothing against that. But the point of it is the Democrats cannot allow him back in control of the White House. And whether or not it's by execution or by cheating on the election or by getting us into a war and then try to use some kind of war acts where they can hold off the elections for as long as they want to. But look at what they're saying. The Democrats right now, people, are, like I said before, they are saying what they're going to do. And they're going to do what they say. It's only a matter of when. They are saying that we are headed towards World War III, whether it be ourselves fighting each other or us going against another country. Russia is saying that World War III is on the very edge of taking place because the United States, although we may not have, as far as we know, troops on the ground fighting, we do have all our weapon systems in play going against Russia. And Russia has continually said that if our missiles keep hitting cities and towns and factories and whatever targets inside Russia, that Russia was going to attack the United States. Now we have North Korean soldiers and North Korean weaponry inside Russia fighting Ukraine. Okay, so now they have an ally in this fight. Who's going to come in with boots on the ground on the side of Ukraine? Is it going to be Poland? Is it going to be Germany? They both have indicated that that's what their next step was going to be. And we know that NATO rules are if a NATO nation is attacked, the United States must come in defense of that country. So, folks, prepare it. We're going to have a war before November happens, and Trump's not going to be in the office. There's going to be some Democrat, whether it be, I've heard Hillary. It's going to be a good replacement for Biden, and Newsom might be a replacement for Biden. But it's not going to be Obama, and it's not going to be Michael. Okay? That's where I'm at right now.
Michael. Wow.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Hillary, because if by some grace of God Hillary beats Trump and gets elected with a Republican House and a Republican Senate, they're going to fry Hillary to the wall and impeach her as soon as they can. So the only way I would see them running Hillary is if they have a strong vice president under her who's going to be ready to take over. Because if it's another clown that a Republican majority government can impeach, they will, just to put the Speaker of the House in as president for however long it takes to get to another real presidential election. Plus, I don't think Hillary wants it, really. As much as she says she still wants it at this point, I don't think she wants it. There's just too much that's going to come out. We all know about the Clinton Foundation. We don't know the facts, the actual facts about Epstein Island. We've heard enough and understand enough, but there's just too much, I think, actual factual out there that Hillary could get prosecuted for, that she won't have enough time to be president, and try to figure out a way to rope it into her being president and avoid getting prosecuted. I mean, I just, plus I think they don't really want, I mean, they don't want an 81-year-old being reelected. I don't know how old Hillary is. She's not 81, but she's in her 70s. Trump's in his 70s. I don't think they really want another person with that much baggage coming in. They got to find somebody.
Nobody wants Hillary.
Well, they got to find somebody like Gavin Newsom who has enough experience being the governor of California that they could give him the title as president, and he can still be a player.
Ray.
Go ahead, Ray. Ray.
Whistle on the play. Whistle on the play.
Okay.
We have to get our focus off the players and focus on the game. I'll use a sports analogy for y'all. We have to get our focus off the players and keep our focus on the game. What Donald Trump has done has made us aware of the game that's being played. I could give a damn about the star point guard. I could give a damn. Once I get some D on him, I got to focus on the game. We have to understand the American people see what Gavin Newsom did to California. So that's a that right there is
right.
I don't, like I said earlier, and like The Rock says all the time, it doesn't matter who they put in the chair. The American people are voting against an agenda that is taking place in this country. Do they want PAPAW out? Yes, because common sense is kicked in that PAPAW's too old to be in the game any longer. But they are focused on the game. So what, the coach pull PAPAW out the game and put in the backup, put in the bench? We, the American people, the crowd in the stadium, still got to stay focused on the game with the new player that comes in the game.
Right.
Because we still want to win at the end. And we know the strategy and the playbook of our opponent is to destroy us by any means necessary. So when 70 to 80% of the country vote not to get PAPAW out the office, but to vote to get their gas prices back down where they needed to be, to vote get the economy rising like it should be, to vote to get inflation down to where it needs to be, to vote to get the border closed like it should be, to vote to get these illegals out of here like it should be. When those American people that have already spoken throughout all the land, even the black community, when they've said enough is enough, it doesn't matter who's sitting in the chair because the playbook's still the same.
That's true.
That's good. I hear there are negotiations. There were negotiations. And I'm thinking, why are you negotiating? You don't have power. There's something going on behind the scenes we don't know of, but these negotiations are between Putin and Trump. And so that was my encouragement, deterring away from nuclear war. Nobody wants that because we know that's the end game. Once you do that, you're done. So there are negotiations between Trump and Putin. So I can only think it's a good thing. And then I hear about Ukraine, and we're waiting for Zelensky to fall. And there's a lot of children that are going to be exposed and saved. If we can still save any part of them, they're down in Ukraine. And that's what we're not supposed to know about. I don't know any details besides that. But those are little things that I hear. And I was encouraged to know that there were negotiations between Trump and Putin because nobody wants the end to be the way that we can only imagine it could be. But thank God there is someone on the throne who's got the final say so in this, and it's not Biden and it's not the left.
Well, remember, he brought the flood back in Noah's day. So
you're right.
His will is his will.
That's good.
His will is his will. He sees fit how to get rid of the enemies in the camp.
That's good.
So,
what do you think, Randy?
What do I think? You don't want to know what I think.
No, I want to know what you think. That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
We do want to know.
I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think because that's why I sent you a link 2 hours ago, hoping that you would come on.
And you know your tank is full.
Yeah,
empty.
Because I love when you come on because that way I don't have to
talk. To be honest, I
don't have to make sure I get your comments highlighted on the screen. Go ahead.
Are you sure? To be honest, I totally got off schedule here because my lawn guy normally comes on Wednesdays, okay? And he came today for some reason. So I'm downstairs enjoying time with my wife, my daughter, thinking, this is Wednesday. And then I get this text saying, Dave is live. I thought, oh, it's Tuesday, that's right. So here's what I think, okay? I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it until someone tells me to shut up. But, I was raised Lutheran, okay? But it was the type of Lutheran family where mommy and daddy drives Mikey and Randy to church for Sunday school, and they drop us off, and they come back an hour and a half later for us. And that was, the extent of my religious experience, from a family and my mom and dad kind of scenario. Other than the fact that, they believed in God and you didn't swear, and you didn't use God's name in vain. And when I, started getting into ghosts and aliens and UFOs and flying saucers, I was put in my place by my grandmother, who was a very, she went to church every Wednesday, every Sunday. She was Baptist, all the way through, singing the songs about the mosquito or whatever, biting you, the blood of the lamb, that kind of thing. But And you know, for a while, my wife and I, you know, when we got married, we were going to a Baptist church, then went to Mennonite church, then went back to a Baptist church, and then we just stopped church altogether because we have no way of getting there anymore because I don't drive anymore. You know, we've read our Bible. I've kind of like, you know, definitely have, you know, gotten away from reading the Bible. So but I know enough about what, you know, God's word says, okay? But I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell is he waiting for? Okay? You know, we have millions upon millions of babies being aborted every day. We have the Democrats who are passing laws saying that if a woman gives birth and she changes her mind, she can let that baby lay there until it dies. We have pedophilia. We have all the stuff going on with the churches and all the stuff that's being taught in school. And of course, you know, the Bible says, you know, there will be, you know, diverse weather conditions, which we're experiencing with the tornadoes and hurricanes and tsunamis and volcanoes and all this stuff going on. And we have the wars and rumors of war. We have everything's going on, right? And everyone keeps saying, we are in the end times. Well, how the hell long is the end times supposed to last? You know, at what point does God say, enough's enough, I'm done with this, you know, this planet, I'm going to wipe it out and either start from scratch or just leave it to the aliens and UFOs flying throughout space? I don't know, folks. From a church, from a religious standpoint, I don't see any help coming from there. You know, I know that God, I mean, obviously, there is enough evidence to suggest that, you know, the Bible is real, that what's written inside the Bible is real, because they're always finding these hidden artifacts, these pieces of towns and so forth that have been buried for thousands of years, and, you know, they're finding all these things. So, you know, so something did take place that was written down in the Bible. Some people say it's a book. Who knows? But you have these. At what point does either the people of this country, meaning the United States, finally say enough is enough? Because when you take into consideration the percentage of the population that is totally out of whack. It's like maybe 10%, okay? I might be a little high on that. But you have, let's say, around 10% of our population telling 90% of the population how to freaking live, okay? They're telling you that we're going to have pedophiles with their ding dogs hanging out in front of kids reading them nursery school rhymes, or in the libraries reading them books while the ding dongs are hanging out, and his little boys like, oh wow, what's that? Ooh, you know, and you got the moms there, yeah, come on, show us some more, dance some more. Here's my dollar bill. Come on, here, Johnny, take it up to the man. And that's what you have. You have the moms primarily taking their kids to these things because they want to see it. But what is it going to take for the 90% of our population to say enough is enough? I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna answer
We lost Jen.
I'm gonna
We lost
answer.
Jen, but she'll come back.
I'm gonna answer the Bible question real quick and why God, or when is God going to intervene? First, we must understand that He has promised to never leave us nor forsake us. We have to understand that He gives everyone here free will. Man has free will to do what he chooses and how he sees fit. And then you got the book of Revelations. We cannot put a time limit on how long we are going to have to deal with this. We can't, because we don't know. But what we do know as a believer, as a true believer, is that God is in control. His word is his word. So we can't start guessing when is he going to appear, when is he going to change the situation. You know, there's a saying, he may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. My God is an on-time God, and always been, and always will be.
Yep.
But you got to have that faith that everything that's going on, he has already ordained by giving man free will. So, you know, only time will tell on that. But he'll always be. He's gonna ride this out with us until we are victorious. Because he said, only thing you have to do is have the faith of a mustard seed. You got to believe your word. He said there was going to be trials and tribulations. He never specified how big and how wide. You gotta have that faith. And you got to have that faith that America is going to come out on top. Because at the end of the day, no matter where I go on the face of this country right here, everybody wants to claim a piece of it as God's country. You go to the beach in Virginia and look out on the ocean, standing on the sand, you stand next to somebody, they're like, oh, isn't it beautiful? This is God's country. And you go to the hills of Tennessee and you go up to the highest mountain peak you can, you stand next to somebody. And they're looking out over the clouds in the sky and they're like, oh man, this is God's country. And then you go to Colorado and you climb up the mountains and you get up to the mountain peak where the rocks are and you got somebody up there rappelling down and they're like, wow, this is God's country. Look, everybody wants to claim the greatest country in the world. We're different. We're different. And we're going to come out of this victorious. Because at the end of the day, like I always say,
that's good.
America go as the American people take it. And the American people have already spoken. So now the question isn't when, but how? How do we respond? Because we're going to respond. They're not taking our freedom away from us. It's not about Trump. They can eliminate Trump tomorrow. But the fight for freedom will do nothing but intensify and grow stronger. Because that shows another level of desperation from our enemy, who we have now recognized as our enemy.
Right. That's good.
I mean, you can't get no simpler than that. We will never be defeated by the inside nor the outside. Never.
Wow. That's good, Ray.
Go ahead, Jim.
Nothing. That was good. It's just scary stuff to talk about. Sorry, my computer blinked out for a while.
That's okay. That's all right.
Pardon me. Yeah, I think God's just patient. He's so patient. He's and the good shepherd. He's like leaves the 99 to get one. I mean, if that doesn't sound crazy, that's exactly what we're going through right now. Randy was saying, how much longer? What else has to happen? He's waiting for people. Yeah, there's people who are supposed to be saved. They're supposed to know Jesus, and they don't yet. So he's being patient, and that is awesome.
But you know what? You see Jesus every day when you see the hearts and the minds turn away from this wickedness that's going on, and they stop embracing the lie. God has touched them. God has communicated to them, and said, God has given them has touched their conscience.
Yep.
That's good.
So to make them not believe what they used to believe. Nothing changed. The situation was the same yesterday as it is today. They just chose to attack it differently, to approach it differently, to approach it open-mindedly, objectively, and take all the emotions out of it that they've been consuming for so long with all the propaganda outlets. And God gave them a peace within them and said, "Fear not. Don't be ashamed. Don't worry about who's going to judge you. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I'm the ultimate judge.
Right.
And I'm the ultimate ruler."
That's good.
I know, that's why they invited me to speak. So y'all make sure y'all come to Virginia on September 14th.
That's right. September 14th. September 14th. Duxborough, Virginia is the place. It's a beautiful place. I've never been there. I've seen pictures of it. It's a beautiful, family-friendly campground.
I spoke there last year. I went there last year.
Yep.
So I can only imagine. They was probably like, "Oh Lord, we know he got something to say now." If it's anything close to what the hell he was talking about for you, no.
This is good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got invited last year, but I think I was actually tied up and couldn't go. And now that, I really wish I could, but I can't. But that doesn't mean everybody does what they need to do the way they need to do it. So yeah, September 14th, Duxborough, Virginia. Make sure you see our brother Ray at the American Freedom Rally. Go ahead, Ray.
Soup Mama, she will be speaking.
Soup Mama.
Also, Jonathan Garcia, he will be speaking.
Jonathan Garcia. We need to get all these people on a. We need to get all these. Go ahead, Ray.
And a couple of other people I have yet to meet. I haven't met them personally yet.
Yeah, I would go to meet Soup Mama. I would go to meet Jonathan Garcia. I would go to meet Ray. I would go to meet Angie Mayu. Is she still a part of it?
I'm not sure.
Patriot Rally in the Valley? Because that's where Patriot Rally in the Valley used to be. But it is the American Freedom Rally, September 14th. Like I said, we all know Ray will be there. He will be speaking. I will make sure, like I said, now that I know how to make a slide, I'll make a slide and have it up, and we'll get it all in all the groups and everywhere else we can get it on Facebook and on social media. But make sure you're there. Make sure you're there.
See, this is the thing. Being that the American people have finally narrowed in and focused in on the agenda and not the person, because I'm everywhere and I hear conversations. I talk to people I don't know and we talk, and once people know it's not Joe running the show, because anybody with common sense knows it's not Joe running the show, so we don't even have to go around and around about that. So they have finally grasped that, okay, so what's literally been going on ain't Joe's doing. They know this. They know this. It's to the point I can't even predict anything close to what scenario would take place if the Republicans, I'm leaving Donald Trump out of this equation specifically for a specific reason. God forbid anything happens to Donald Trump and the Republican Party does not retain power.
Wow, Glenn Beck. Yeah, Glenn Beck talked about this, Ray. He's writing a book called Dark World. And it's exactly what you're saying. It's about the elites, and we're the serfs, and that's all we do. We live to work and pay taxes to them. They're the overlords and we're the serfs. And that it's sick. That's what you're
It's all
talking
messed
about.
up. The whole thing is messed up, and they've been doing it for so long. They have the American people believing it's the norm.
Right.
Because you have generations that have grew up into this system.
Man,
2
you're
generations have grew. So if grandma and great grandma only know this system, everybody they've birthed and raised under them only know this system.
Wow.
What do you think, Randy?
You know, I mean, obviously, the debate proves that that man is not even in control of his ability to walk down a couple of steps without help. He's on that debate has only solidified the fact that someone else is calling the shots. Jill was there to provide him with his medication, his nappy time, his ice cream, getting his panties changed. So who does that leave in charge? They claim it's not Obama. Is it billionaires? Is it Soros or is it Pelosi? I don't.
It's not Pelosi. And Obama, I think, is maybe one step above Biden, because the real people have to be above Obama. But you go ahead, Ray. You're going to fill us in.
Once again, let's get focused off of the individual players, because we don't know who's riding the bench and we don't know who's starting. Let's stay focused on the game.
That's good.
Okay, we so used to, well, what's he doing? The game. Okay, this is the game. We got Pelosi playing. She's a player. Schumer's a player. Schiff is a player. Hillary's a player. Barack's a player. They all on the same team. But the name of the game is called Deep State. The name of the game is called coup. The name of the game is called what's another name? Elite. The name of it. It's all of those people. So we don't have to sit back and say, well, I wonder if it's this person. I wonder if it's that person. Guess what? Because this was going on before Barack was born. So when people say, and I don't mean to, be rude to you, Jen, but we got to stop saying, well, Barack says, well, I wonder if I can just have that third term. It's not Barack. No. If this has been going on before Barack's just another player. See, we can't get caught up in the memes. At some point, we got to sit back and think. I seen the meme with Obama's head coming up behind Joe Biden. I want to be, but then I'm like, Negro, you just came on the scene, bro. You ain't talking into nobody. Somebody talk. Okay. Let me clarify. Somebody talking into your mouthpiece, and Joe used to you, so they got you talking into Joe mouth. Okay, now I got it. Now it's all clear. Because guess what, Negro? You ain't calling the shots. Hillary, you ain't calling the shots. Schumer, you ain't calling. Pelosi, you ain't calling the shots.
No.
Because
it's even got to be somebody bigger than Soros, I think.
Satan. It's New World Order is what they're pushing forward.
This is what it's called. It's called the oil business, the oil industry. It's called the pharmaceutical industry. It's called any type of big corporation. Well, after all, they call it corporate America.
Yep.
Any type of big corporation that has its tentacles in America,
any kind of consumable.
The more tentacles you have in America, the powerful you are in America.
Yep.
Who do we blame for that? But our own elected officials who have over many of years decided that greed would be their ultimate accomplishment, their ultimate goal, their ultimate mission.
Do we blame ourselves in any way for just like not paying attention to enough attention to the details of what we allowed the people in Washington, D.C. to do, thinking they were doing the best for us and not paying any attention to what they really were doing?
No, because when you're going across, when you're going throughout your everyday life as every average ordinary American, your primary concerns are trying to work to provide for your family, trying to raise your kids the best you can, and just trying to deal with the ordinary everyday life issues that life throws at you. To ask them to, because I understand everybody's not built like us or me, to ask them to then try to understand what the people that they assume are doing what's in their best interest because they're still going to work. They're still able to get the house. They're still able to get the car. They're still able to enroll their kids in soccer. You know, when they can feed you crumbs to keep you happy, while in behind the scenes they're culminating a major scheme. You know, the American people, we have a tendency of having a way of finding our comfort zone. We have a way of finding a way to become content and just think, well, this is how life is supposed to be.
That's good.
And rather complain. Oh, we're a nation of complainers. Oh yeah, we are. I dare say we have more complainers than we have doers.
Yep.
Right.
So when you have that, it's kind of hard. That makes the doers have to work double hard, do double time.
Yep. All right, now there are about 8 minutes left, so the three of you can divide it up however you wish, saying your closing thoughts. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. is Wednesday morning caffeine for anyone who wants to be a part of it. Anyone who wants to watch it, you're all welcome. So we can flip a three-headed coin, and the three of you can decide who goes first, and we go from there.
Does anybody know anybody who got fired from a job for not taking the jab?
Yes.
No. You do?
Izzy Wilshire. Yeah, she had to reboot her career. She wouldn't take the jab. She had to reboot her career. She went homeless, lost everything.
That's true.
Went homeless because she wouldn't take the shot. And then she rebooted her career and she got tested again. And now she is a flight attendant. And I probably shouldn't say it, so proud of her, but she works for American Airlines.
I wish we could get Izzy on.
Hey, Dave, play this last one so we can talk about this real quick.
Okay.
A fired employee with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee has received hundreds of thousands of dollars from the insurer. Tanya Benson sued BCBST after she refused to take a COVID-19 vaccine for religious reasons. A federal jury ruled the insurance group did not offer reasonable accommodations to Benson over those beliefs. The verdict came down late last week. Several other terminated employees have filed a separate class action lawsuit against BCBST for religious discrimination.
Okay.
Actually,
So basically what that is, like, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know anyone aside from what Izzy went through, but Becca Pons, we've had on broadcasts a long time ago, and that's what Becca did. Becca's an ordained minister who has a kit that has all the paperwork in it that you submit for religious exemption. And we did do a lot of talking with her about it. I don't know anyone.
This is very important. This is very important. They did this is in Tennessee. They did not make this lady go to the Supreme Court. Why? $700,000, and they settled. Why didn't they make her go to the Supreme Court? Do you know? And I've told this people since then, I'm so glad when the second time they shut me down about 6 years ago, and I seen that Trump commercial, I went and filed that application for when they shut me down for violating my freedom of speech and First Amendment right and all that shit. Oh, it's coming. See, once you hear the chirp, once you see the drip, oh, the spigot is about to open up, because people know if you got fired for taking something that was unlawful for them to mandate to you in the first place, oh, the Supreme Court got your back. You know how many people watch this case? They about to get paid. Everybody that got fired, as long as they got a legitimate reason for getting fired, for not taking it. Oh, man. $700,000 didn't take it to the Supreme Court. Settled.
Hope. All I can hope, I think all some of us can hope for, is that it is the bankrupting of the pharmaceutical industry. But that's about all I can say on that, because I don't know. That's about all I can say on that.
But you know what's going to happen? Let's say, more people start doing lawsuits. I lost my job because I refused to take the shot. And I'm going to go, wow, $500,000. Thank you. At some point in time, these companies are going to say, okay, we're paying out all this money in lawsuits. We're going to have to either go out of business or do something to get that money back, which means they're going to...
Okay, go ahead.
Insurance companies. I wanted to say one last thing.
They'll never go out of business, because I'm sure with all the billions and trillions of dollars that they made they had very serious CFOs saying, we're making $1 trillion a month selling this bogus vaccine to people. You need to put away $500 billion a month, because we're going to get sued. And we're going to do stupid things like offer, like what you just said, offer someone $750,000, and they're going to be blindsided by the angels going $750,000 instead of going to the Supreme Court in the years that it may take for the Supreme Court to say, no, it's $750 million you should have gotten. And that's when it will hurt.
You have a lot of class action lawsuits popping up right now.
They didn't.
And that's what I'm saying. You have all these, and if they're going to win the class action lawsuit about, okay, I lost my job because I didn't get the shot, I'm going to get $500,000 or whatever, they'll pay that out, and then someone else is going to say, okay, more and more people are going to say, I lost my job, I didn't get the jab, and so forth, and they'll get money. And then the ones who died from after the fact, I got the vaccine and I dropped dead, days later. The family's going to sue because they'll say the vaccine was bad. We're going to have, this influx of all kinds of lawsuits because of the vaccine and the pandemic was man-made. It was supposed to wipe out half of the world, which came close to doing. So eventually, these companies are going to pay out, but they're going to either close up or they're going to pass the cost on to those people who are still paying their premiums.
Randy, you have to understand, these companies are global.
Right.
India, China, Japan, Australia.
Even more so.
No, listen to me, please. We have the luxury of having something other countries don't have. We have a judicial process where we can go out and get attorneys that literally know how to go out and get paid. The number one thing is we're going to have the government on our side when these lawsuits occur. The good thing for these companies and corporations that make all of these billions of dollars, I believe they might just only have America to deal with. Oh, so they can afford to pay Americans enough money.
Well, actually, no, because I would imagine, like you take Pfizer. Pfizer's global, and their partners are global. So you would imagine that someone in India, if it was going to happen, might sue whoever is selling the Pfizer vaccine in India, but eventually it'll track down to Pfizer at their corporate headquarters in Massachusetts.
You can listen. India plays by a different set of rules than we do in America. But you are right on one point. You can try to sue them in India, but you might come up missing, you might come up dead, and then you got to look at their government system. They're not going to have a government that's put in place that's all of a sudden going to say, you know what, we did you wrong. We're going to give you a lot of money. No, it ain't like America. It's different. So people are going to get paid. Now, the only thing is, how much? That's all. How much? They're going to divvy it up?
Yeah. Know your rights. Go to Becca's website. It's growlouder.com. www.growlouder.com.
You got to figure this way. There's 340 million Americans in this country. And 45% was really affected rights-wise, whether it's social media, constitution, any way your rights were. It definitely wasn't half of the 340. It wasn't that. So the way you got to look at it is $1 trillion. $1 trillion can take care of. Hell, we go in debt $1 trillion. $1 trillion ain't shit to print.
Wow.
You can give 100. Well, not even 100. What? 10 million people? 20 million? 30 million? That can actually claim, maybe throughout the whole America, that they have a case that their rights have been violated in some way, shape, or form. It can fluctuate 5,000, 10,000, depending on how severe it was, depending on how good your lawyer or attorney is, depending on how much money he can get in his pocket, because he get a cut. But once they establish that your rights have constitutionally been violated, you're gonna get they're gonna pay out.
Okay.
What about the military? What about the military personnel, though?
What do you mean? What about the military personnel?
Well, the ones who got kicked out because they refused to take the shot, and now
they're gonna have the option of being reinstated. Actually, they already a couple months ago started getting some back, but lawsuit precedent hasn't been set yet.
Right.
They regular Americans just like everybody else. They waiting to see who first.
Okay. All right. unfortunately, what I have to do is I got to cut us because we've gone
too far.
we've gone 3 minutes too far.
All right. All right.
We can finish this tomorrow morning at 10
Thanks
o'clock.
for joining, Rand.
Thanks for joining, Randy.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining me. Thank you for coming, Jen. Thank you for coming, Ray.
Hi, Jen. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Each one of you now has about 30 seconds before Jen shoots your parachute.
Oh.
All right.
Hey.
Jen is gone. Ray,
I know
it's
what
always
Jen
a
would
pleasure to
say.
have you here.
I know what Jen would say.
What would Jen say?
We're winning. God bless.
That's right. And then she thanked
gotta
everybody for being here. All right, Ray. Thank you very
Good night,
much.
everybody.
All right, Ray, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to the Patriots Lab Network for putting up with us for about 2 hours. Ray, Randy, you want to say goodbye? You're going to be here tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock?
I think so. I hate to be the downer of the show,
No,
but I'm just saying the reality as it is, and I'm just speaking how I think it's going to play out, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I guess.
All right. So grab the coffee, grab the donuts. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. We will be here. All right. You want to do it or you want me to do it? I beat you to it. All right. Randy Rhodes, all roads lead to Home Genealogy Services. He has kicked it up now even better. He said that if you contact him, tell him that you heard about him on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, he kicked it up to more hours. I think he said a month free of genealogy services for you. But you have to tell him that you heard about him on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Those broadcasts right now are Monday and Wednesday from at 10 a.m. Red Friday morning is at 10 a.m. And Bill Buckler will be with us on July 5th, going into the July 4th weekend. And we'll talk about that stuff then. And Tuesday and Thursday here on Facebook and Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel at Boogie WT Bull over on X. And we're live on the Street Lock with a live chat. We are live on Winkin, although Winkin does not have a live chat yet. And one of these days we will figure out that problem and get it taken care of. And we'll be live everywhere. Anybody, well, say something about that. Get tongue-tied. But thank everybody on the Patriots Live Network that watched us. Please share the broadcast. Invite your friends to watch. And remember, yes, it is growlouder.com. GROWLOUDER.com. Growlouder.com is Becca Ponce's website. And it will help you with the paperwork that you need if you're seeking religious exemption from the jab, as well as some other things. Go to the website and read about it. Becca's a very smart lady. She'll be more than willing to help you any way she can. Unfortunately, because I typed that into the live chat rather than saying it into the live chat, there's a very good possibility that Facebook will bounce this broadcast and that YouTube may bounce this broadcast as well. If that happens, we will disappear from the web tonight because we use YouTube to get around to everywhere that we get around with off of Facebook, and we use Facebook to get around everywhere on Facebook that we can. But don't worry about that. As I keep saying, if that day comes, and it will probably come, probably sometime this year, either before the election or after the election, Facebook and YouTube say goodbye to Boogie with the Bull. We've got plans already figured out, but we're just not ready to activate them. So anyway, don't lead to victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end after I say we did use some copyrighted video in the course of today's Boogie with the Bull broadcast. We have talked to people, we have talked to lawyers who tell us that what we did is considered fair use. Fair use is legal, and anyone whose copyrighted material was used tonight is well aware of that. We used it the way it was supposed to be used. exactly how it was supposed to be used, and we didn't edit it or say anything negative about it. So we are covered. So if you wish, you can still contact Facebook, file a copyright violation against me, but it will get dismissed under fair use. So don't waste your time, our time. We just did what we needed to do. We don't use copyrighted video very often. Anyway, it is time to go to bed. Our grandson is probably trying to sleep, wrapping up his half hour of video game playing, and probably getting ready to lay down. So we're going to get ready to lay down ourselves. And I apologize for not feeding Lola and Delilah before sitting down and doing Boogie with the Bull tonight. So we will get them a little bit of something to help them deal with the evening as well. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, Boogie with the Bull, Wednesday morning caffeine here on Facebook, on my profile, Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, at Boogie WT Bull over there on X, and on other social media networks if we can get it there as well. So thank you for the privilege of letting me abuse your time. I hope we help you figure some thoughts out and you go from there.